27a, the fate of Pholus. When the rest had fled, Pholus stepped out from the cave. Pluperfect subjunctive here. And that's because we've got cum here. When the rest had fled, this is a causal clause. It states the cause. That's why Pholus stepped out of the cave. Aggredior, you can tell by the principal parts. Aggredior, aggredi, aggressus sum. This is a deponent verb, so it has passive forms but active meanings. This would have a macron over the A. Sorry, I omitted that. And that's ablative. And he was looking at the bodies of those, who had been killed by arrows. All right, a lot of connecting going on here. So this genitive, genitives always are attached to something. This is attached to corpora, the bodies of the guys. Who? And this who, okay, relative pronoun, it's got an antecedent. It agrees with the antecedent in number and gender, plural, plural, masculine, masculine, but its case is determined by its function and its own clause, and it's the subject of interfecti errant, so it's nominative, even though its antecedent is genitive. This is passive. When you see a passive, look for the ablative. There it is. The ablative means they had been killed by arrows. However, he was amazed greatly. Great word here. This is just a mashup of magno opera. Big deal. He was amazed big time that they had been killed by such a light wound. So, pluperfect passive here. When you see a passive, look for the ablative. There it is, the ablative of means right there. And lewi, that's an adjective, light wound. And the only thing that can modify an adjective is an adverb, which is right there. And he inquired about the reason of this event. And so he went to the place where the body of one centaur was lying, and let me just scooch this up a little bit, and he pulled the arrow out of the wound. All right, this cuius dam is from quidam, quodam, and this is just qui, quai, quod plus dam. So, again, the ending's not the ending. It's qui, quai, quod, cuius, 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 plus dam on the end. And I want to point out something kind of cool here. E, which is E or X, is repeated in the prefix of the verb. He drew out of the wound. Romans repeat themselves a little bit there. And let's go a little bit further here. This, however, okay, so what is this here? It's singular and it's feminine. So the Romans, all they have to do is say hike, and they know we're talking about the sagitam, which is also singular and feminine. This, however, whether by accident, ablative, or whether by plan, ablative, of the gods, genitive, slipped from his hands and lightly wounded his foot. Genitive here from is ea id, eius, 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 elapsa est. This is from a little verb, elabor, elabi, and special kind of verb, right? This is a deponent verb, So passive forms, active endings. It slipped and it wounded. Direct object there. The subject of all this is hike, which refers to the arrow. The arrow wounded him. This isn't going to turn out well.